Unbelievable.
It's all your fault, Jackie, that I can't get Superman.
Oh, yeah, he ruined it for everyone. Like he does everywhere. Little news? Let's just run down some stuff for people and let them know what's going on.
Well, first of all, did you hear about the big controversy that's going on in the NBA right now?
Let me have it.
There's a player whose name is Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf or something like that.
Roth.
Oh,
Roth.
Or Ralph.
Guilty.
I don't know.
Whatever he did, I say he's wrong.
He will not stand up during the playing of the national anthem. So yesterday or the day before, the commissioner of the NBA, whatever his name is, Daniel Stern, I think it is.
Too normal a name. We need Abdul-Rauf.
He suspended him indefinitely.
Yeah.
For not standing up for the national anthem. Now here is Abdul-Rauf.
Why do you have to stand up?
Why are they even playing it? This has nothing to do with the country.
No. I told you how that got started.
Yeah.
They started playing the Star-Spangled Banner during baseball, during World War II when we were at war to get people this patriotic feeling.
Right.
To support our boys. But now they play it for no reason whatsoever.
It's become a tradition that we really don't need.
I mean, it's repugnant that Abdul-Rauf is making millions of dollars in this country and can't sort of feel a little patriotic, but that's his right.
But the whole point of the country is that you have a right to protest the government if you feel like it.
So anyway, what's the, let me hear Abdul-Rauf.
Yeah, here he is.
Let's hear his articulate position on this matter.
I don't criticize those for standing, so don't criticize me for sitting. This is a belief, and I won't compromise my beliefs.
His feeling is that the national anthem and the flag and all that stuff is a symbol of America, which stands for imperialism, and he's not going to stand up during the playing of that national anthem.
That's cool.
Here he is again.
You wait and see now. All the blacks are going to stop standing. He's going to start something. You'll see.
Calm yourself down with all the blacks.
My prediction.
All the blacks, all the blacks.
I didn't intend to make it a public issue, but it's at that level now. But I won't waver in my decision.
So he sat out the game last night. They say they're going to have a meeting today to determine what to do about it because he's not going to stop not sitting. So here's a New Jersey Nets player.
I'll bet you within a year at basketball games, only white people will stand for the national anthem.
Here we go.
Guarantee it.
I don't care. Do I care? Do you think I care?
I'm not talking to you. Guarantee it.
Oh,
you wait and see. What is this?
There was a time when you didn't stand during the national anthem.
Well, no, that's wrong. Always stood.
Sure you did.
I did.
You didn't go anywhere. They were playing.
It's true. I don't go to games. I would stand, though. At school, I always stood.
All right, fine. You, during the Vietnam War, you wouldn't have done that little protest thing.
Nope.
Oh,
no way,
follower,
man.
And you know you
That's right. No. I always stood for the flag. Hey, man. Flag is number one. This country, this country is the greatest country in the world. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
The point of this country is that you can disagree with the government.
Hey, you didn't hear me coming down on the guy. Let him do whatever. Let him stick his head in a fishbowl during the national anthem. Let him actually drown himself during the national anthem. I could care less.
Here's Jason Williams of the New Jersey Nets. He says he disagrees with this dude.
Yeah, just right not to stand. All the people that, died for this country and stuff, in war, I think, it's a slap in the face to them, but, maybe that's his own reason.
I'm with my man. Whatever his name is. Jason.
And here is Rick Mahorn of the Nets. He thinks he has a solution to the problem.
Hey, he should run for president. Rick Mahorn. That sounds dirty, Rick Mahorn. Doesn't it? What am I thinking of there? Thick as in you? I don't know.
We're obligated to fulfill all our contractual needs, but you still have your beliefs, and if your beliefs are that strong, don't come out and wait till the anthem's over, then come on the court.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go, compromise.
Right.
Hide in the locker room, like a girl. That's a good compromise, my man.
So they'll still continue to talk about this the rest of the day.
Pretend you're buying a hot dog.
What you're supposed to do.
Excuse me, I will have a hot dog, please.
But, the big question is, why are they suspending him now? He hasn't stood up all season.
Don't know anything about it.
Most of the season's over. I mean, we're already past the halfway mark, and now he's being suspended?
Probably the team isn't winning anyway.
I don't know what they're doing, but it seems silly to bring it up now.
Yeah.
Bob Dole had a very good day yesterday, 7 for 7 in the primaries. He now seems to have the momentum that will take him all the way to the Republican nomination. After next Tuesday, they say he'll probably have all the delegates he needs, and it'll be a foregone conclusion as to who is going to be the nominee of the Republican Party.
My man is all psyched, put a new pen in his hand. Got a new shiny pen.
Here's an excited Bob Dole thanking everyone again.
By the way, Heidi Von Belt says, massage that arm, Bob.
You can use it.
You can use it again, my man. Just a deep shiatsu.
You will write again.
You will write again. Imagine it.
Thank you, Florida. Thank you, Louisiana.
I can write again.
Thank you, Mississippi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Oklahoma.
I got to work on my bottle. Thank you, Oklahoma.
Thank you, Oregon.
Thank you, Heidi Von Belt.
Thank you, Tennessee.
Thank you.
And thank you, Texas.
And F. Jackie and Timmy.
And here's a little bit of the speech that Bob Dole delivered to supporters after his big win yesterday evening.
Big speech, man. Good, I can work on my impression.
We already have begun to unite our party.
We have already begun to unite our party.
Soon we will rally our nation. Nothing will stand in our way when we rally the nation and bring the voters out on November 5, 1996.
I will be 100 years old on that day.
He's beginning to turn around that perception that he cannot beat Bill Clinton, according to pollsters. Steve Forbes is saying that, it was a crushing blow to me yesterday, looking at the results.
Imagine $75 million, you only have like 70 guys coming to the convention for you. Talk about a bad investment.
And he says, in the face of these overwhelming numbers, I'm going to have to rethink my position.
Yeah, might be time.
Here's...
I participated in this process.
Wait a second, this might be the wrong one. Is this right?
You can play that.
Okay.
I would accept the verdict of the process. And so if he wins the 996, obviously I support him wholeheartedly in November against Bill Clinton.
So he's saying he'll fall into line behind the Republican standard bearer if he should win. And here he is saying that I guess he's going to do it.
I bet you could swindle a whole bunch of money out of Steve Forbes. He seems pretty stupid.
Well, wait a minute. 1 minute you say he sounds smart, the next minute you say he sounds stupid.
I love his flat tax. I've always loved it, but that's not his idea. But the flat tax is absolutely right on the money. Checked it out with the account.
Even Dan Quayle is right sometimes.
Yep. Yeah, he was right about...
lawyers.
Yep. Putting some kind of tort reform together. So, hey, some of these wacky-looking dudes got some good ideas.
Even a blind pig finds an acorn.
Even a blind pig finds an acorn.
Here's Steve Forbes again.
There's no way we can go to California without a major breakthrough next week. Just mathematically, Senator Dole will be so close to the 996 number that the contest will be over.
You realize how much money has he spent?
Oh, geez.
About $30 million?
Yeah, at least.
Okay. If he took $30 million, went to each state and just bought off voters, give them each
a lot more votes.
Give them each $300. He'd have way more votes than he got.
Yeah. Advertising is not the way to go.
No.
Costs too much money and the results are not as good.
Go to door to door.
But they have a stupid little law that says you can't buy the votes, actually.
Give me 15 minutes. I know I could sell them a bridge. Guys who inherit their money, man, do dumb things.
Oh, no.
75 mil. His father was alive.
You know what? But you do make a point in one sense that when you didn't have to make the money,
right,
it's easier to spend it like that, like it's water.
No wonder his daddy went homo. He looked at what his heterosexual offspring was, and he just said, you know what?
I want to be gay.
I'm going to be gay. If his father was alive, he'd die.
Well, you notice that Steve Forbes kept his mouth shut until his father did die.
Right.
Didn't hear a thing about him until then.
Your dad kind of took the limelight.
Here's Pat Buchanan. We can't leave him out.
We're looking for some break like we got in Missouri the other night. And I don't know when it's going to come, and we shall see, but we're going to fight this battle. And I want you to stay with...
Because otherwise I got to go back to my boring job, like just writing columns.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's continuing on. He is not even thinking. And in fact, I think the idea that Christy Todd Whitman or Colin Powell will be the running mate just makes him all the more anxious to stay in this race.
Makes him cuckoo. Because he is cuckoo.
So there you have it. The next Tuesday, they say Bob Dole could have over that magic number, which would mean the Republican nomination would be all his. Bill Clinton has already sewn up the Democratic nomination. He had no opposition, and it's already his. Meanwhile, the president is over in the Middle East, in Egypt, attending a summit on terrorism.
Let's hope they have belly dancers there for him.
Well, I don't know that they're going to do all of that. But he is calling it a success. He says they've come to some agreements. I had heard earlier on that, yes, all these countries had gotten together without the attendance of Lebanon or Syria, which is probably a hotbed of terrorism, where money comes to fund terrorism, so they weren't there. But they said there was squabbling as to how to handle this whole thing. But now the president says it is a success. He says leaders from all over the world have united to voice their continued support for the Middle East peace process. They say they're not going to let terrorism end this move toward a resolution of the hostilities in the Middle East.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more news right after this.
We'll be back with the Howard Stern Show. Don't go away. We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Wait a minute here.
What do you got there, baby?
You're going to be on the cover of George?
No. Who said that?
We hear that Howard Stern is on the cover of the next George magazine.
Who said that?
It's in page 6 today.
I didn't say that. They've asked me.
They've heard it.
Yeah, but no, I don't. Not that I know of.
I mean, can they just stick you on the cover?
Yeah, maybe they're doing that. I don't know. Got nothing to do with me.
Well, yes, it does. It's your face.
I haven't seen it, so how would it be my face? How's it my face if I haven't seen it?
If it's a picture of you, it's your face.
I don't know. Someone showed that to me this morning. I said, I don't know. They can write whatever they want.
Well, John F. Kennedy Jr. ought to do this show if he's going to do it.
He should.
Can they do that without your permission, Howard?
Sure they can.
Sure. They do everything. I'm the only one who can't do anything. Every time I do something, someone has a problem.
I still forgot to watch Day and Date yesterday to see that fight between him and his girlfriend.
That's his job. He's not really the editor of that magazine. His job is fighting with that girl in Central Park. You think that any guy who is the editor of a new magazine with millions of dollars tied up,
time for that?
In time would be rollerblading in the middle of the afternoon? He just hired a new editor because he doesn't have time to rollerblade and beat up his girlfriend.
Oh, boy.
Whatever the hell he does with her. Is he beating her up or what?
I don't know. That's what I got to watch. Everybody says, like I said, that you'll see a new side of JFK Jr. that's been hidden.
Oh, yeah. His mother hid everything on that guy. She was smart. She was the one with the brains.
Oh, boy.
She was. She knew the brain skipped a beat when it came to those kids, and she kept them busy and kept them hidden away.
You think Caroline is not? I think she must be okay.
Dumb as a post.
Oh.
Dumb as a post. She just never took the bar exam.
No, she did.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
She took it?
Yeah.
Probably had a tutor.
Don't give him.
Come on.
Don't cut him any slack.
Yeah. Like that guy's going to put me on the cover after what I say. What, are you crazy?
Good. He wants to sell magazines. You know those ad numbers were down.
He's going to have a bear eating my head if I'm on the cover. He's going to have George Washington chop my head off.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's been a massacre in an elementary school in Dunblane, Scotland. They say that 16 people...
Yeah.
Actually, more than 16. Now they're saying 16 children and 1 teacher died when a gunman attacked the school. There's an unconfirmed report that the gunman ended the carnage by killing himself, but it's not clear if his numbers are his number or his death is included in the casualty figures.
I don't think it should be. I'll tell you something. These guys, thank God they killed themselves, because if they went to trial, a lawyer, even in that country, a lawyer would just say, oh, he was insane, and he got to be hospitalized, and that would be the end of it.
At least 9 other children were wounded. The shooting occurred in a gym in the primary school, so most of these victims are like between the ages of 5 and 6 years old.
Where was O.J. during this?
He was in California, I think.
Okay. You sure? How do you know? How about if he's a serial killer? It turns out he's been killing people for like his entire career, since college football.
I think what we've learned about O.J. is bad enough.
Wouldn't that be great?
I finally admitted on my deathbed
I plead those two were about the ninth murder.
It happens.
Those Irish kids really tick me off.
Scotland.
Whatever. How the black man supposed to know where that is? Over there. It doesn't matter.
Pope John Paul II has a fever severe enough to prompt him to cancel today's general audience.
Cardinal Carner must be jumping up and down. He's next in line, isn't he?
No, they have to have a vote.
Yeah, they say he's a shoo-in.
Who?
Somebody there.
Those Italian cardinals don't know him.
Somebody over there.
So he's a big deal over here. Those Italian cardinals go, you're from New York.
They took you to Pollock. That had to shock you. Don't act
That was a shock to the entire world.
You're not kidding.
And believe me, they'll go back to their Italian popes after that.
You know Cardinal O'Connor's Jewish? First to Pollock, next to Black, and then it's going to be a Jew. It's going to be the Pope.
When does a woman get that?
Never. Woman can't handle that guy. You got to wear a dress.
The Vatican says the Pope came down with a fever during the night. He's had a number of illnesses recently, and it's prompted people to be a little concerned about the pontiff's health. He's 75 years old. He slowed down in recent years.
He looked bad when he was here. He really did. He looked 108.
Oh, he was sleeping.
Yeah, he looked real bad. He didn't look like he was doing too good. For a guy who's supposed to be close to God, he looked pretty stressed out.
Well, you know, it makes me think of what you often say, that God doesn't like the cardinal. I mean, the Pope.
The Pope.
Because he's always sick.
Yep.
If he was God's main man, you'd think he'd be in the, fit as a fiddle.
You know who was sick a lot? Jesus.
I had not heard that.
Yeah, always cold.
Is that true?
Yeah. Sore hands.
Well, that is news to me. Maybe if God loves you, you're sick all the time.
Right.
You never know.
Here's tape of Jesus.
John Paul was last reported sick over Christmas when he skipped Mass at St. Peter's Basilica and couldn't finish the holiday message. Remember, he had to bail out of that.
Yeah. That little hat he wears, that yarmulke?
Yeah.
He should wear a bigger hat. Keep the heat in his head. Because the winds blow up your dress.
Oh, by the way, President Clinton is on his way to Israel.
I think when he met Joe Piscopo on his last visit here with that young girl, Kimberly,
yeah,
it made the Pope sick.
He was sick of his life. What did I do?
He was like, I don't understand. I'm the Pope and Joe Piscopo gets that piece of vest? What's the point? Why? Yeah, there is no God. He became an atheist. Look at this. Fine piece of vest. And then you got Joe Piscopo. I do not understand. How can there be a God?
There couldn't be a God. He'd never let that happen.
Joe Piscopo is the luckiest man. I said to Joe, let me sniff your fingers. Kimberly was wearing a little mini dress, and her big chests were held in by the flimsiest of brassieres. Ah, beautiful. What else is in the news?
As I said, the president is on his way to Israel after meeting with those world leaders on terrorism.
Doesn't he know it's dangerous over there?
Israel is going on high alert in advance of his arrival.
Oy vey, the president. Oy vey, oy vey, oy vey. Holy mackerel, the president is coming to Israel, and the Arabs are out of line. Close down the borders quickly. The President Clinton, he's very scared, generally anyway. Never went to Vietnam, always small part in England. Getting the hell out of here. That'd be a fiasco. President Clinton, where is Yenta with the fat ankles? Where is Yenta with the fat ankles? Where is Yenta with the fat ankles? Hillary, Hillary, where is me?
Is that thing going on high alert?
That's high alert. That's the song of Israel. They got a, what's the Israeli national anthem?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure.
Play it, Fred. Here it is. This is how we do it. Very few people know it.
I had no clue.
Yeah. Hi, President Clinton.
Everyone stands.
I can't believe you're coming. We got to go on higher later. Kiss mein Turkish Arabs. So it goes like that. All right.
The nation's fifth largest tobacco company has broken ranks with the rest of the industry and settled with the members of a class action suit against cigarette manufacturers. The company, which makes Chesterfield and Eve cigarettes, the Liggett Group, has decided to put some money aside from its earnings over the next 25 years to pay for programs to help people stop smoking.
Ridiculous. Just like asking a company to put up money to put themselves out of business.
If the settlement is approved, it would be the first time the tobacco company paid anything to settle a smoking lawsuit. That's the crack in the dam, Howard.
Crack! They did a big study and discovered that not only were cigarettes bad for you, but they're round and long. How ridiculous. Imagine suing because you didn't know cigarettes were bad for you. Oh, okay.
Look, I don't know why we keep doing these studies about things we already know.
Yeah, save the money. Give it to me.
They just did a study
Go ahead.
that says that if you have a high tolerance for alcohol, you're more likely to become an alcoholic.
Yeah. Because you got to drink more.
We knew that 20, 30 years ago.
I invented
Why are we
that.
still doing studies?
I started that. Hey, come on.
Studies are a waste of time.
I was patient zero. Patient zero. Right, sitting over there in the corner. Over there. All right.
I got a question for you.
Save it for after the commercial.
Oh, dear.
Little commercials, then we're going to take a break. Then we'll take another break, another 500 breaks. Slow me down. Little commercial.
And then I have a question about what's going on with Richard Lewis.
Uh-oh.
Can't wait. I don't care. Do you think I care?
Let's take a break and find out.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. Stay right there.
This is Richard Lewis.
Oh, the whacker.
I've been in show business when Howard was in junior high school. He doesn't understand that I have his number. He's scared of me. You're a moron. He's the biggest moron that ever lived, but I love him.
Thank you.
That's all I want to say.
Well,
I
that's
have to go help people like he doesn't.
That's a good leader. Who's he helping?
He didn't tell us.
Right.
He didn't even tell us how.
Right.
I think it's supermodels he helps.
Yeah, he helps supermodels find their way to his bed. What do you got on
In Star Magazine, in their little gossip section, they say that Richard Lewis was at the Sands in Las Vegas.
Go ahead.
And that he was on stage shuffling through papers, telling rambling stories with no punchlines. The audience started to get restless and finally got up and started walking toward the door.
No kidding. Oh.
So then Richard admitted that this just isn't working out and quit.
He quit? What isn't working out? Stand-up comedy or
whatever he was doing that night, I suppose.
Maybe that's not his audience. Maybe he should be playing college campuses. Maybe Vegas is like they're waiting for Don Rickles, sitting in their chair expecting Don Rickles to come out.
I don't know. All I know is that the Sands, I guess.
Sands. They want to go gamble.
Gave out refunds.
No kidding.
And another comic took over Richard's gig.
Why don't you line up Richard for tomorrow, Gary? There's a story.
Yeah, I mean, he ought to want to refute that if it's not true.
Yeah. Let's give my man a chance.
Doesn't sound very good.
Richard Lewis. A little setback.
What do you think?
I think the guy hates doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah, but he used to go out and do it at least.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why go out and not be prepared at all and then have to turn around and say, I guess this isn't working?
It's funny. Did you notice Jackie ran out of the room to call the Sands Hotel? I like doing it.
He's always done his act like that, Howard, with papers.
Yeah, with papers, I know.
Yeah, but he had
people don't realize
punchlines.
that. Yeah.
Well, let's give the guy a chance. We'll call him tomorrow.
And you laughed when Tracy Hampton, that former O.J. juror, came in here and said she was taking off her clothes in Playboy to help her career.
Yeah.
Well, in Star, they say that she is signed to do 26 episodes of Melrose Place.
No kidding. The O.J. juror?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
What is right here in black and white?
What is she doing that?
I don't know. 26 episodes.
Wow.
And also nabbed a guest spot on Savannah. So.
Really?
Yeah,
What's
I've been
Savannah?
hearing about the Savannah. It's a syndicated thing. I think
it's an Aaron Spelling. I owe Aaron Spelling a lot, man. I watch all his shows. Dynasty, I used to watch, and then now I'm into Melrose Place and Beverly Hills 90210. That guy's great.
He owes you.
No, I owe him, man. He provides me with a lot of entertainment.
Oh, boy.
That's the way I look at it.
Now you're the kind of guy he wants to keep around.
Yeah, he's the man. He knows how to make good shows. Get the chicks with the big breast implants. Get them right on there. I was reading an article.
Even give them to your daughter.
They said Tiffany Amber Thiessen, Tori, Heather Locklear. They're saying they all got them.
Does she have breast implants?
That's what they said. That's what it said in the magazine I was reading. Sassy magazine.
Sassy would know.
Yeah.
We can go read.
One of those. It was by the toilet. My wife has these girl magazines.
Sassy is for kids.
Yeah, I got it. My wife reads it. She's like a kid. Sassy. They have pictures of breast implant girls
and so I guess they're advocating all teenagers do it. They're saying, your idols do it.
Yeah.
Here we are in Sassy saying you should do it too.
Yeah, I don't know what the point of the article. You know how they do that just to show you what people do, and then facelifts. Some people had facelifts. Some people had nose jobs.
This is a magazine for 16-year-olds.
Might not have been Sassy.
You get them confused.
We got this little wooden basket by the toilet.
Yeah.
And when I'm sitting there, doing my business, whether it be number 1 or number 2, even number 1 I read.
You must be slow at that, too.
Yeah. It takes me a while.
I don't have time to read.
No, it takes a while for it to come out. I'm 42. Sometimes I sit there a while. Sometimes it feels like I have to go, and I sit down, nothing happens.
Oh, well.
Got to be patient, so you got a little toilet magazine. A little Sassy. I got Details. Got a couple of different magazines. Same ones, too. My wife never changes them.
So you've read every single word in each of these magazines.
I pull down my pants, and the magazine goes right in my hand, and I'm there. And I'm reading the same thing over and over again. I got to change those magazines.
Yeah, you think you'd want to.
Yeah, the same magazine for 6 months. I'm reading a copy of New York Magazine a year old.
And the whole house, right? New magazines strewn all over the place.
Yeah.
But you never get it together.
Right.
And you go sit down. And
it's the same 3. And I go, there's so many magazines I could be reading. I can't get them. Can't get up at that point. Halfway through the pen.
Take no chance.
Yeah, but you think you'd remember that when you came out.
Don't. I'm too lazy. I really am lazy.
Well, when you're done, you forget.
And then I'll go downstairs and walk on the treadmill. I could have just walked up and down the steps with the magazine and probably lost some weight. But there's no timer on that. You can't tell the distance. I like the treadmill. You can know the distance.
Yeah, like 7 miles.
Yeah.
Be in the same spot.
All right. Wearing a hole in my shoes.
Makes a big difference.
What else you got in the news?
They have come up with a verdict and a sentence in the case against the guy who was accused of killing Michael Jordan's father. Oh, stop that, Jackie.
That's the guy who wore Michael Jordan's father's pants to the trial.
Right. Well,
nice guy.
They convicted him. They didn't buy his story. And now the jury deliberation has come up with their idea of what the guy's sentence should be. Here is the judge reading his fate.
I give him 20 years for stupidity. Any guy who would wear pants.
Look, enough with the small talk. Let's get down to business.
What's the guy's name?
It's
the jury verdict?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Number 6.
Okay.
The unanimous recommendation of the jury is that the defendant, Daniel Andre Green, also known as Sadiq Alamin Salam U Allah, be sentenced to life in prison. Is that the unanimous recommendation of the jury?
Yeah, what about murder 1 with an electric chair? No such thing.
They decided not to give him the chair.
That was in Chicago? Somewhere in Illinois.
No, it was down south.
Oh, down south?
Yeah.
In the Carolinas?
Yeah, that's where the guy was when he got killed.
They gave him 20 years for that name.
Well, it's just interesting to me. I wonder when he changed that name.
During the trial.
Was it during the trial? Thank you very much.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm sure all the Muslim people appreciate your taking on that name now that you're going to jail.
And he started wearing that knitted cap that
yes,
looks like a yarmulke.
I saw that in one of the pictures. I said, yeah, that's nice.
He found religion during the trial. Hey, you know what you forgot to play? This is a good tape, I hear. I haven't heard it.
What?
So you know the basketball player who doesn't want to stand for the national anthem?
Yeah.
You played his tape.
Right.
You played the tape of the guy who says he doesn't agree with him.
Right.
Played the tape with a guy who says he has a solution.
Right.
Then there's an African.
Oh, yes. I forgot about him.
He was the kicker to the story, Dikembe Mutombo.
Right. Yeah, play him.
Scott says, you don't know what he's talking. He wanted to lock.
I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, he wanted to comment on the controversy.
Yes.
Yes, we have known that the Mahmoud haven't participated in that. It's like the man been coming in your house and been sleeping in with your wife, and you don't know.
He's actually talking about whether or not that guy should stand for the Star Spangled Banner.
At the time, it was pertinent.
I forgot to play him. I'm sorry.
What did he say? That's what I want to know.
Well, we have to play that again.
Yes, we have known that the Mahmoud haven't participated in that. It's like the man been coming in your house and been sleeping in with your wife, and you don't know.
You're laughing. I know no one knows what he said.
I don't think it makes sense, but I think I know what he said.
What did he say?
They should have known that Mahmoud was not standing. Something like that.
Right.
It's like a man has been coming into your house.
Sleeping with your wife.
With your wife, and you don't know it.
Oh. Yeah, it's like obvious. It's kind of what you said, actually, believe it or not. You said, hey, this guy hasn't been standing the whole season. How come all of a sudden they didn't know?
Yeah, but I don't understand how a man's coming into your house and sleeping with your wife and you don't know it.
It's so obvious that the guy wasn't standing. Now they're making an issue of it? That's what I think he's saying.
But, you know, a guy doesn't necessarily walk past you to go into your house to sleep with your wife.
Yeah, but if he was there every night sleeping with your wife, you got to be pretty stupid not to know it. That's what he's saying. Here's a translation from an African guy. This makes more sense.
Oh, boy. And there's some guy out in, where is he? I forget where he is. San Francisco. He abandoned his child early in her life, and he guessed he wasn't a good guy because he went off to jail. But now he's come back into her life. She's 13 years old, and she needs a kidney transplant. So this convicted burglar, David Patterson, underwent surgery to give his 13-year-old daughter his kidney. Before going into surgery, he apologized for not being there most of her life.
I am sorry.
Apparently, both of them are doing well after surgery. I thought that was an interesting story. The guy abandons her and then comes back to give her a kidney. At least he showed up when it was pertinent, when it was
life-threatening.
A really good idea, when she really needed him.
All right, that's cool.
So I guess he, as she said, maybe he's not such a bad man after all.
There you go.
Just imagine you're driving along with your girlfriend on Long Island. You see a hitchhiker. You pick him up. Then you decide to rob the hitchhiker. And in the tussle, your gun goes off and kills your girlfriend.
Wow.
Well, that's what happened to a Port Jefferson man who has now been sentenced to 20 years to life for the shooting of his girlfriend during a bungled robbery. Victor Medina was sentenced by County Judge Anthony Corson, who presided over his non-jury trial. Police say Medina and his girlfriend, 20-year-old Catherine Pius, picked up a hitchhiker in Holtzville in 1991. Medina pointed a shotgun and tried to rob the hitchhiker, but the man fought back, and during the struggle, the shotgun went off, hitting Catherine and killing her.
Surprised you didn't ask for a jury. Juries would let him out. Oh, he didn't mean to kill him. He was just going to rob him.
Well, he...
kill her.
Had pleaded guilty to manslaughter and attempted robbery in July of 1993 and was scheduled to get 8 1/3 to 25 years. But just before, I guess he was supposed to be sentenced, he withdrew his plea and decided to go to trial. And now he's got 25 years to life. He was convicted of the more serious charge of second-degree murder. So there's a guy who exercises bad judgment all the time.
There you go.
And it continues.
Clumsiness did him in.
Well, not only that, he had a plea deal there that would have got him less time. He decides to go to trial.
Wanted more time.
He's a stupid guy.
He's the man. He's the man in charge of his case.
And that's what's happening.
Thanks,
folks.
Robin. Here's a guy dumb as apple pie. Jackie and that guy.
That's so rude.
Jackie Penthouse, go for it, man. You got to get that 2-hour video of his wild game Stump the Joke Man. It's wild.
You won't believe it.
You won't believe it. You won't believe you paid $15 plus $4 shipping and handling.
I am sorry.
Jokeland special, buy 2, get 1 free. Call 1-800-323-KING. Friday night, Jackie. March 22, Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey. For Jokeland's web address and Sergeant Pecker information, call 516-922-WINE. Join King Norris to celebrate St. Patty's Day at the Lions Den on Sullivan Street in Manhattan. Don't miss Boy Gary and Jackie Marlowe as Grand Marshals of the St. Patty's Day Parade in Dallas this Saturday.
Wow.
I am sorry.
Neither one of them Irish.
Both getting paid the same thing. Don't miss Steve. What? I'm sorry. Don't miss Steve the Gorilla Gorillo this Sunday, March 17th, judging the first annual Green Bikini Contest at Hooters on Highland Boulevard in Staten Island. Contest starts 9 p.m. Special guest judge Mike Ganji. And if you're planning a wedding, a party, you need a DJ, call Scott the Engineer's Rockin' Entertainment.
I forgot to mention that Vince Edwards died. The guy who played Ben Casey.
It's 718-BAG-5040.
He was 67 years old and died of cancer, pancreatic cancer.
I got that. I don't care. Do you think I care?
Oh, that's rude.
I was surprised he was 63. I didn't realize he was that old.
67.
Yeah. Ben Casey. I remember that show. That's a show I never watched, but I remember that guy, Dr. Zorba.
I love that show.
Dr. Zorba looked like that. He looked like a scarecrow.
Yeah, Life, Death, Birth, Infinity.
Yeah.
Man, woman, life, death, birth, infinity.
I don't know anything about it.
That's the way the show started every week.
Dr. Zorba. You're a little older than me, I guess. I wasn't that into. I don't think I could stay up that late. Wasn't it on late?
Yeah. But I used to watch it in the summertime.
No.
10 to 11.
Was it on 10 to 11?
Yeah, I couldn't stay up that late.
Nah, it was on 9 to 10.
My parents want to make sure I got my beauty sleep. That's why I'm so beautiful.
I would run in and watch Stony Burke just so I wouldn't miss Ben Casey.
I don't even think my kids have a bedtime. My parents had me at bed like...
Your kids don't have a bedtime?
No, they always seem to be running around no matter what time I'm up.
Well, you're going to sleep very early.
I mean, on the weekends or every time. I mean, they're just running around. I don't have a moment's peace.
Well, you're not supposed to have a bedtime on the weekend.
No? I always did. We got to see you...
Tomorrow.
Your Rock 97.1